So I had a dream the other night. Now we're about to get into the story time. I'm just the messenger. Don't get upset with me, but I had to tell y'all what happened. So in this dream, I wasn't necessarily myself, but whomever I was, I had the first person point of view to what was going on. And in the dream, it was like this woman was doing a ritual. It was like she was kneeling, and she was in the nude, and she was kneeling in front of this pit of fire, or just like this pit in general. And she had these specific like ritual markings on her face. Now, it wasn't just this one time thing. It was like I was being shown this ritual through centuries, years, hundreds of years at a time. All right. Now, by the last scene, it went to someone like in more recent times, and she just looked like she was, exhausted, like this ritual was taken from her. And everybody through the centuries that did the ritual, it was like she was exhausted afterwards, like this took something from her. Now, when, we switched to the last scene, she was exhausted, it took something from her, but to the right of her, it was like this deflated, like baby looking devil demon type of thing. Y'all know like how like the baby devil that be flying around looking like trying to make it look all cute. It definitely was not cute in this dream, like not even cute a little bit. And so she was like, has that ever happened before? And I'm just like, what do you mean? And she was like, this. And within a snap of a finger, she ended up possessing the baby demon balloon thing. Overall, she ended up turning into the demon itself. So I'm just like, hold on now. I got to get out of here because you're doing too much. But everything was happening so fast. And within seconds, she was like, oh, what about this? And she disappeared within a snap of a finger. Or so I thought. She ended up communicating with me through the air. Now, we all know that the enemy is the prince of the air, all right? Stay with me. And within another matter of seconds, she disappeared. And simultaneously, as soon as she disappeared, it was like this little bottle. It had a green top, and it was like a fat bottle. It appeared on the ground. And the bottle had this deep maroon, pretty shade of lip gloss in it. So I'm just like, well, I could at least try it on. Ain't nobody around. Even though I witnessed this whole ritual that took place for this little bottle of lip gloss to appear, I was still like, let me try on the lip gloss. And it was really pretty. And the name of it was Vampire Blood. So I'm just like, can I still wear this? Even though I witnessed this whole situation take place on how this lip gloss got here, can I still wear it? And, in the end, like I was convicted by the Holy Spirit. Just like, girl, you can't wear that. Put that down. Now, when I woke up, I was just like, at first, for a split second, I was going to ignore it. But then I was just like, nah, let me not ignore it. Because, sometimes your dreams be dreaming. So check it out. So I asked God to lead me doing the research. And as I began to research, I researched, the bottle. And I typed in short cosmetic lip gloss bottle with a green top. And the NYX fat oil line popped up. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I thought NYX stood for New York Expressions. I didn't know that NYX actually just stood for NYX. I'm going to get to that in a second. But when I typed it in, the bottle came up and the exact shade that was in the dream came up. Now, in real life, it wasn't called Vampire Blood, but in the dream, it was called Vampire Blood, for a specific reason. Stay with me. Now, as I continue to search, I don't really find anything, that's out of the blue. But y'all know how Google give y'all the previews to the articles and stuff like that. And I came across one that said, usually NYX is good, but if you mess with her kids, that's when she can get upset. And I'm like, the founder name ain't NYX. Who they talking about? This is where the dream started making sense. So, when I looked it up, NYX is actually a Greek goddess. And she's associated with like darkness and the nighttime and things like that. In other words, she's this deity of darkness. And so when I looked it up, I was like, well, is NYX associated with vampires? Because I remember the name Vampire Blood. And the real product name wasn't that. So I'm like, how does this relate? And apparently NYX is one of the goddesses that's worshipped by vampires. Because vampires are associated with the night. She's a nighttime goddess. Makes sense. Now, upon receiving and learning this information, I'm immediately convicted because I'm just like, I don't want to associate myself with this. I don't want to, because I don't represent this. So I go through my cosmetic bag and I throw out my product. Now, I'm not telling y'all to support. I'm not telling y'all not to support. But what I am saying is that sometimes God will reveal to us specific things, and it is up to us to take heed to what he is saying. All right. He wants us to use wisdom moving forward about certain things, because we all know what we don't stand up against. It shows that we're in agreement with it. And now that I know better, I'm going to do better. I don't want to be associated with no queen of the night. All right. Because, we know that Jesus is what? He's the way, the truth, and the light. Okay. He's a light, not night, light. But all I'm saying is that, in recent years, different things have been brought to our attention, and we just flat out find any reason to ignore the clear signs just because we like it or just because it makes us comfortable. I really believe that God is bringing his people to a time where we have to wake up and we have to make sure that we are actually being the salt of the earth. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be a perfect walk. We are humans. We are bound to make mistakes. But what I am saying is that if God is telling you something specifically, take heed to it. And if God gives you a dream, don't ignore it. And if you have dreams sometimes, you want to know more about dreams, I strongly recommend you reading this book, The Power of Your Dreams by Pastor Stephanie. Now, y'all just like, Brie, why you got a book in your car? Because I like to read. Mind your business. But ultimately, when we know better, we do better. So get on up and go and pray and ask God about that dream that you just had that you're trying to ignore, but you don't really need to ignore. Because warning comes before destruction. All right, that's all I got for y'all today. Bye.